Reality of crime.
And we're back. What do you know? Happy Monday, everybody. What's up? As you can see, I'm Jay with Guilty of Crime, and we're back. I bet you guys missed me this weekend. I sure missed y'all. What's going on, everybody? How you doing, guys? Now, I know there's lots and lots of coverage. Lots of cases we could be covering. Lots of cases everyone else is covering. Many people are stuck on, and I still am, Nancy Guthrie. We want her to be brought home. There's also a lot of clickbait out there and a lot of dust that needs to settle. So on that being said, let me say, you guys do me a favor. Come on in, hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't, get a membership if you can. Trust me, you're going to want to be a member. All right, guys. Good to see you. Brittany, what is up? Happy Monday. Harris O'Rourke, how you doing? Foxy's in the house. Indy Isham, my girl. Big hugs to you. DJ, my man, I hope you're doing well. Go ahead and have the mods drop your link. Since in the house, and my girl Tiff, Royal Bitch X, Lady for Justice, and Deborah. Guys, listen, this is crazy. The screen is not frozen on my part. I hope it's not on your part. I have different intros, my friends, different intros. So sometimes I switch it to one and other times I switch it to another. So good looking out. Missed you guys this weekend. Glad to be here. Synth drop DJ's allegedly true crime chat. Go sub up to the guy. All right. How's it going, everybody? How you doing? Come on in. Let's go. Come on. I know it's Monday, and y'all are like, I'm tired too. As a matter of fact, I didn't even go into work today. I played hooky. But when I did, I called my boss, and he said, you need a raise. And I was like, wait, what? I just called you to tell you that I'm not coming in today because blah, 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 right? So anyway, that's pretty nice. I said, yeah, we'll talk about it when I get back in the office tomorrow. I thought that was nice. Don't know what it is. Again, I've been there for freaking 18 years. So that being said, love you guys. Let's get into it. I wanted to make sure people were here all settled because you guys, we haven't covered this case on my channel, and other people that have covered this case are probably 3, 4, or 5 episodes in. And I want to bring you the whole episode today to tell you everything about these 2 little girls found in a suitcase. Judge sets bond for $2 million with the suspect being locked up, not getting out. And we got body cam and 911 calls and body cam footage. So trigger warning today, all right? And what's up, Frank Vele? I'm Loretta, using Frank's account with his permission. Well, good. I'm glad you're using it with his permission. Very terrible. And I mean, just unbelievable. There was a gentleman walking his dog in Cleveland, Ohio, and he his dog stopped by for at least a week. You know, when you take your dogs for a walk and there's always that little special spot they make you stop at, and you're like, come on, let's go, let's go. You could go pee, let's go, let's go. Well, he did that for about a week, and he saw the suitcase, and it was a suitcase that was half buried, half not. Well, he opened it up, guys, and there was what he saw inside was, in fact, a head. Okay, so again, trigger warning. This is sensitive material. And then about a few feet away, there was another suitcase and there was another body in it. So only rightfully so that we start with the very beginning, talk about everything that happened. They didn't even know Amor Wilson and Mila Chapman were, it's Chapman, right? Tiff, let me just make sure that I got it right. It's okay, yeah, I wanted to make sure it wasn't Chapman, easily confused. All right, guys, so sad. I heard about this. Yeah, I know it's very sad, but guys, here's the thing. If we don't know about this kind of stuff happening and there are no warning signs, you can't say something, you can't see something, say something, and do something when you know nothing. All right, so I don't know. You guys are gonna have to tell me today in chat. Did you see this coming? What happened to CPS? Why was nobody doing anything prior to? How long were the girls there? Did the mother do it by herself? And why was there another kid in her house that was perfectly okay? All right, guys. What's up, Edith? Good to see ya. Allie, Callie. All right, guys. Tara, what's up? All right, guys. I have my goal up there. Feel free. Get yourself a membership. Give yourself a membership. Super chat, super sticker, all of the above. I doubt this episode is going to be monetized because of the content, but it is what it is. All right. All good. Arting with Lynn. How you doing? Oh, and it's going to give you more chills, Mom, because we're going to watch body footage. And guys, listen, we're going to listen to the 911 call between the evil monster that did this to those little girls. All right. We're the kids in school. All right. Also, Foxy Amazon says there's a 420 gifted membership coming up 9 minutes away. Make sure you hit that like button, drop a comment, and make sure your gifted membership's on. Shadow, always a pleasure. Michelle G, how you doing? I'm glad everyone's doing well today. Much love. Guys, say a prayer that Amor, I hope I'm saying it right. Amor and Mila get the justice they deserve. And in order for them to get the justice they deserve, I have to tell you the complete story. So let me just tell you quickly, and then we'll start rolling into all of the clips and the body cam and the 911 calls. Again, trigger warning, mad trigger warning, because we're going to be here as long as it takes or as long as you can take it. All right? Because again, I did not go into the office today. I did a couple of work things, but I pretty much just been catching up on my laundry and doing house stuff, dishes, stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? So I'm hyped. I'm ready to go, and I'm ready to tell the story of these two children. Nancy Guthrie, suspect, is a member of the Iran's Islamic Jihad regiment where they wear black masks. Interesting, James. Interesting. I have no idea. We're not talking about her today, but hey, if some breaking news comes in, certainly let me know. Mabster's in the house. What's up? I know you need to shower so you can come back and we can't smell you from here. Get out of here. What's up, Total Avid Bro fan? Guilty of crime chat, host, mods? Come on in. All right, listen, these two little girls, let me just tell you real quick because I know everybody's going to come in and say, why? Where were their dads? Where were their grandparents? Where was the school? Who failed them? All right, but we're gonna start off with blaming the monster. We don't even know who the monster is yet at this point, but we do. All right, so let me get into this. This case is gonna roll out a little different than some of my other ones. I just want you to really understand who Amor Wilson is. 10 years old. Father Ray Sean Wilson. He's currently incarcerated, so that knocks down Amor's dad incarcerated, and I'll show you what for. Then we've got Mila Chapman. her father is Deshaun Chapman, and their ages are kind of speculated. The victims literally, they don't even have the ages out there yet. They were estimated between 8 and 14 years old. All right. Now, this happened on March 2nd in a field in Cleveland, Ohio, near Gin Academy. Make sure it's Cleveland, Ohio. That I'm saying. Yes, Cleveland, Ohio on March 2nd. Now, as of today, the two children, 10-year-old Amor, and 8-year-old, they've got it all out. Two children, 10-year-old Amar and 8-year-old Mila were found dead inside suitcases in a Cleveland field. Now, their mother, Aliyah Henderson, which has a different name than everybody, was arrested and charged with 2 counts of aggravated M. Now, the bond has been set. First, it was set to $1 million. So I'm not sure how they got it up to $2 million, but we're going to find out as we go. All right. So there's a lot of press releases about this case. We're getting it to where all the pieces together. Just days ago, we didn't know any of this. So I want you to know that. What's up, Janet? Deb says, I put together a rolling rack today. Rack's done and loaded, nursing baby blisters from well, go nurse it, chill out, relax. East side of Cleveland. Yeah. So look at these two little girls were 8 and 10, and it was hard for them to be identified because I think that they were also malnourished, according to what law enforcement is starting to say. All right. So those little two angels. Now, let me tell you, they have different fathers. So Amor's father, number one, I just want to tell you, we're going to see some news clips. And on the news clips, the father didn't want to be shown at first. Eventually, he comes out, social media, etc. But this father is different than the other father who's incarcerated. So Amor's dad says, I, Father Rashawn Wilson, I'm currently, this is the incarcerated one. Okay, let's get through the incarcerated one because the other father is all over the news wanting justice for his daughter. Yeah, I hope they did that, but it started out at $1 million, and I don't know when it got to 2. So that's a good assumption there. All right. Yeah, that's probably right. We're gonna get to that. You guys are gonna see everything. Court footage, 911 calls, body cam, all of it. So buckle up, buckle in, trigger warning, do what you got to, make yourself comfortable. Now, listen, this guy's incarcerated. He's currently incarcerated. He's been trying for years to reach his daughter and offer support through many different avenues. According to him, her mother made it her mission to avoid her children's fathers and permanently sever any chance at building a relationship with our kids. I made it my mission to come home early and legally gain custody of my daughter. But time was on my side. My mistake I made as a young man became a fatal one this week. Some of the arrangements are made and paid for, but a number of tasks are left. Any support, no matter the amount, is appreciated for a headstone, casket, and numerous other elements. His Instagram is up there. It's if you want to put that down there, drop that down, Tiff, for everybody. It's missing Amor. It looks like it's weird. I guess it's missing Amor, but there's no G in it. Mission. It's supposed to be missing or mission, Tiff. That's a weird one. It says missing Amor. Anyway, we'll figure it out. My inmate number is, and then he gives it if you have any concerns or questions for him. All right. Now look, because I want to pull these down after this. I just want you to I want to show you that he's incarcerated. He's born 3 days after me, July 28th, 1996, male, black, admission date 5/24 of 2018. He's at the Richland Correctional Institution, incarcerated. And you just saw him there, not me. And then we've got another one of him, and it looks like the same. Rashawn Wilson. Why do I have 2 of the same? I probably picked up 2 of the same, but let's see. Rashawn Wilson. Are these 2 different arrests? Anyway, he's incarcerated, guys. We're not going to talk much about the fathers, but I wanted to make it a point to let you know so that before we start the episode, you say who's who and what's what. All right. So let's start with this. And then you'll see the actual people. When are we going to do a Foxy Box again? Janet says, come on, guys, hit that like button. We only have 88 people in chat. 2 girls found in a suitcase, guys. Bodycam 911 calls, $2 million bond. These little girls need the justice. And if they wouldn't have got this out so fast, we wouldn't even know who they were because they couldn't be identified initially. All right, now listen. Today is March 9th, 2026. All right. This is dated March 5th. The incident goes back to March 2nd. 2 young girls found dead inside suitcases in Cleveland were related, medical examiner says. Now, the unidentified girls were found by a dog walker on Monday, March 2nd. And you'll see that in a bit. Police previously said, now what you need to know about this, News 5 is heavily covering this in Cleveland. The bodies of the 2 young girls were found stuffed inside suitcases at a park, guys, a park in Cleveland by a dog walker on Monday, March 2nd. Imagine a child had found that. This is also like the case we covered where there were body parts that they found her leg at the park. And the name's escaping me, but I know it won't in a second. Now, County Medical Examiner's Office told People magazine that a preliminary DNA examination determined that these unidentified girls were in fact half siblings. So they're sisters, birthed by the same mom, 2 different dads. Now, we now know on the 5th, they didn't know. They said the girls were between 8.5 and 13, while others thought they were between 10 and 14. Cleveland Police Chief Dorothy Todd said at a press conference, one of many. All right. The 2 young girls were found deceased and stuffed in suitcases in a park. They were related. The medical examiner confirmed. Bodies were unidentified. Though we saw the ages, we now know that they are 8 and 10. All right. Am I looking at that correctly? And correct me if I'm wrong. Thank you so much. Pauline says I've been away a bit due to health. Much love to you. Thank you for being a member for a month. And there's that 420 membership that Foxy gives out. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. All right, so we're going to be watching a lot of stuff today, body cam and listening to 911. So like I said, buckle up. All right, now authorities found a deceased. Oh, actually, let's start with this. They had many press conferences, if you want to go back, following the day that they had responded to East 162 Midland at approximately 6 p.m. Remember, we're in Cleveland, Ohio, at a park. The location was described as a field that was close to a school. Authorities found a deceased individual that was in a shallow grave inside a suitcase during their search of the scene for evidence. They also found what appeared to be a second shallow grave with another suitcase and a second body inside. Now, the county medical officer we just talked about that told law enforcement that the DNA, after testing it, they are 2 half siblings. All right. Same mom, different dads. Now, Chris Harris, a spokesperson for the medical examiner's office, said in a statement obtained by People, at this time, neither decedent has been positively identified. This is an ongoing investigation, and we will provide additional information as it becomes available. No further information is available at this time. And after police concluded their search at the scene, Todd said the medical examiner's office took custody of the individuals for further investigation. Todd said the bodies were of 2 juvenile Black females. And again, at the time, they were believed to be between 8 and 13 or 10 and 14, just a guess. All right. Bodies found, you're right, on the east side of Cleveland, 2 identified girls. They were called about it. And we're going to we're going to go through all of this. All right. Let's see if I can get it to play here, I will, but I'll probably have to go to YouTube. All right, but only because I want you guys to not miss anything about this case. Okay, so let's do this real quick. I want to get as much of it as I can. All right. So, speaking during the press conference on Tuesday, Todd did not describe the condition of the bodies, but did note that they were not dismembered. At this time, there are no clear indicators of the cause of death to the two young females, said Todd, but adding their bodies had been in the location for some time. But they did not know exactly for how long. It's just not something that was recent, she said. So, I mean, anyone could have just rolled by and found those. And the guy wishes he hadn't opened it now. All right. It was not something that was recent, according to the local media. Philip Donaldson, the man that's the guy, Philip Donaldson, whose dog sniffed out the suitcases and called the police, said that there was a pile of dirt under one of the girls that was found, had been between there for at least a week. He said it was like a pile of dirt and the dog stopped to sniff and she was taking too long. So I went back and I looked and it was a suitcase. It was half buried, he says, and I pulled it up and looked in it and it was a head. Somebody's head in it, in the suitcase. Now, at this time, there are no suspects in the case, and locally, there are no reports of any missing children that match either of the girls, according to Todd. How could that be, guys? She says this is a priority. This is a traumatic event for our officers, for the community, and this is just a tragic incident. But we're trying to develop any leads that we can. They're also asking for the community's help. So if y'all are in the community and you know any more information about that, it's right here. 216-623-5464. I will drop that link in chat. And there we go. All right, guys, come on, hit that like button. Trigger warning, absolutely. Let's get in the algorithm. Either way, people need to know about this case. My goodness. All right, let's get to, we're starting from the beginning, and we're not going to do all the press conferences, but I need you to hear the details of this case.
This is a traumatic event for our officers, for the community. And, you know, this is just such a tragic incident.
Tonight, new details after the bodies of two young girls found in suitcases have been discovered near Ginn Academy. We have been following this story for you since late last night when the victims were first found.
And today, the disturbing story got even darker when we learned that the victims were children. News 5 investigator Jonathan Walsh and I spent the day in the neighborhood trying to get more answers. And Jonathan...
Now, remember, at this point, nobody knew anything. All right? Nobody knew anything. This guy, the only reason that he even stopped to look at it, because his dog kept taking him back there. He had never opened it the first time, the second time, the third time. But after a week, he was like, man, let me just check this out. Let me see what it is that happened. This is awful, but these little girls need justice. And when you see their crazy, in my opinion, mother, we don't want her to be charged as being crazy. All right? Jay, is that another pure cotton shirt? Beautiful. Yeah, this is a butter cloth. It's called butter. They're called butter cloth. You guys can look them up. They've got male and female butter cloth pants, shirts, all that. Very comfy. Cheeky. What is up, Tiff? How much darker can you get? Jesus, I not much, but it happened, and these little girls were not even identified.
This is a tough one for everybody involved.
Yeah, Damon, that is for sure. The police chief tells us both of these young girls' bodies were found intact in two separate suitcases in this park behind me, just along the fence.
Again, the key is intact. They were not dismembered. They were stuffed in the suitcase, and when the gentleman opened it, that's what he saw was the head. He picked it up and the head was there. It wasn't detached or anything, but I'm not sure if it was completely attached either.
This line, you can see the red markers, and now the race is on to figure out who they are and how they got here. Police were very active at the scene, sending up drones, taking measurements and pictures of the shallow holes where the suitcases were found.
At this time, we don't know how long the juveniles had been at this location. It was some time.
Yep.
So it's not just something that was recent. The investigation is ongoing. We have to wait for results from the medical examiner.
In an exclusive interview with News 5 investigators, Philip Donaldson, who made the discovery while walking his dog, says it looked like piled up soil in the field.
It's really sad to see something like this. And I had been walking past that for at least a week. Yeah.
And this is why I'm showing this. This is the guy with his dog that been walking past it for at least a week. Kawasaki's got this down. What's up, Tiff Knox? It's good to see you. When did this happen? This happened on March 2nd. March 2nd, 2026. This was just days ago, and the only reason I didn't report on it yet is because it was the weekend, and I don't normally come on the weekends.
Pile of dirt for at least a week.
Cleveland's police chief says the bodies are both black girls between the ages of 8.5 to 13 years old, and the other is between 10.5 and 14 years old. She says there was no clear indication of how these girls died or if they are from Cleveland. She doesn't know if they're related, and there were no local missing children matching their descriptions. So police are using more local, state, and federal resources to help their investigation. We found buildings nearby with video cameras, and the chief encourages people who have their own cameras to look through their video to see if anything can help the case. She says police have been canvassing the neighborhoods, talking to people, but right now there are no solid leads and no suspects in the investigation so far.
You know what's happening in your neighborhood. Something just seems a little bit off. That's why we're asking that anyone who has anything that they believe to be information directly related to or suspicious, that they give us a call.
So if you have any information about this, you are...
All right, so we're going to pull this down. This has already happened, and now I'm going to fast forward to the sisters that are identified as well as the suspect, all right? Because I don't want to be here for 10 hours, and there's probably 10 hours worth of content. So initially, we started on March 2nd, 2026. The gentleman with a dog found them on that day, all right, on March 2nd. That's March 2nd, 2026. Police said that was called in by a dog walker. So today's what? It's 7 days later. It's been a week. What's up, Teaching? Good to see you, my girl. It's my boo thing. I never see you here. What's up? Glad you're here. Now, we're going to get to the identification of the little girls. They didn't know for quite some time. It took them about 3-4 days to figure this out. Let's go.
Breaking news right off the top.
All right. Those are the two little girls that we now know to be no longer with us. These are the girls that were stuffed in the suitcase. And again, it's heartbreaking that nobody knew. Nobody knew who it was. Nobody knew. They were out there. Nobody had reported missing. There were no schools. Look at these pictures. These kids were, what, 8 and 10? Is that what we said, Tiff? They were 8 and 10. Was this the last picture? How old did they there? What do they look like? 3 and 5? I don't get it. But the girls are now identified.
Now know the names of those sisters who died such horrific deaths.
They are 8-year-old Mila Chapman and 10-year-old Amor Wilson. That is Mila laying down on the bed, and that is Amor sitting up next to her. Two beautiful, innocent.
So there you go. At least you get a picture of who's who. The one sitting up is Amor, which is the 10-year-old, and Mila is the 8-year-old. Apparently, they're not 10 and 8 at that time because one of them looks like they've got a binky in their mouth. They look like they're babies, but I assure you they're 8 and 10 years old. The oldest one's sitting up right now. All right, let's continue.
Girls, their lives stolen from them. Good evening, everyone. I'm Brian Duffy.
I'm Tiffany Tucker. Thanks for joining us. Also breaking at 6 o'clock, the suspect now charged with 2 counts of aggravated murder.
And we're going to go into all of this. And I also have the timeline as well. They're absolutely babies, but they looked 4 and 6 years old in that picture. And Teaching, the grandparents, the family, we talked about the dads. One of the dads is incarcerated. The other one, we'll see here and there. I don't hear anything about the grandparents. We barely hear about the mom at this point. This is in Cleveland, Ohio, guys. I knew y'all will roll in and say, Jay, what happened?
At 6, Brittany Weir takes us through what we know so far.
Yes, 28-year-old Aliyah Henderson has been arrested in connection to this. She is currently here at the jail. Now, this all comes after the bodies of those 2 young girls were found stuffed inside suitcases and then buried in shallow graves on Cleveland's east side near Ginn Academy. And like you said, now we are taking a closer look at how investigators were able to track her down just 2 days later. This tragic case started with a dog walk Monday evening. A man and his dog were near East 162nd and Midland Avenue when the dog caught a scent in the field near Ginn Academy.
And for the last week, she's been stopped. It was like a mound of dirt. She's been stopped and sniffing like a little too long.
When officers arrived, they found a suitcase buried in a shallow grave. Inside, the body of a young child.
So that's exactly what it looked like. In many news stations, you're not going to even find that. As a matter of fact, I do got to give Plunder a shout out, and I did put it in my description. Some of the channels have it where you can see the actual suitcase, and some, everything is just completely blocked out. And that's not where I'm going with this. Again, it's graphic and triggering, but they don't show, there's no body parts, etc. It's just where your mind takes you. All right. And I do have a timeline of this that I'll share with you after, since those of you that just rolled in don't know anything about the case.
A second suitcase with another body was found nearby. Cleveland police confirmed the 2 children were half-sisters, one between the ages of 8 and 13 years old, the second between 10 and 14. Wednesday night, officers served a search warrant at a home on East 162nd Street, just steps away from where those bodies were found.
So part of the investigation led us to this home, and it's been a nonstop, ongoing investigation. Our homicide unit, it's often not said, but they have been working around the clock in this investigation.
Neighbors told 19 News that Henderson lives at that home. She was booked into Cuyahoga County Jail for murder and child endangering.
What they've committed to this investigation, and they're working really hard to bring justice to these young girls.
And they did share with us that when they arrested Henderson, they did find another child in that home. That child is now under the care of Family and Children Services. They're asking anyone with information about this case to please give them a call. In Cleveland, Brittany Weir, 19 News.
What is that? Why is it? Hold on real quick. Oh my goodness, that was crazy. It started playing some weird. Okay, here we go. All right, guys. So 32 minutes in, now we're getting started. I see a lot of people coming in here. Wolfpack's here. What's up? And Mary Beth, thank you for being a member for 9 months. Much love to you. You know what I realized when I set up my stream? I forgot to put it on and then hit save so the notifications go out. So my bad. All right. Anyway, those of you that are here, I appreciate it. All right. So if you just jumped in here like Teaching or Lena or Mab, let me just tell you, those are the little girls. They look like they're 4 and 6 there, but they're actually 8 and 10. All right, Emily Jane, Rocco, you did not miss a lot because I'm going to tell you real quickly what happened. All right, we already know kind of what happened. This happened in Cleveland, Ohio. 2 children were found. We now know those 2 children are identified as 10-year-old Amor and 8-year-old Mila. They were found dead inside of a suitcase in Cleveland. Their mother, Aliyah Henderson, was arrested and charged with 2 counts of aggravated murder. Her bond has now been set at $2 million. We're going to listen to the 911 call right after this so you can hear this Beezy lie through her teeth. I want to choke her, and I'm sorry I shouldn't say that, but a community remains shook. You're going to see that. I'm going to show you some of those later. 2 girls were recovered from suitcases buried in a field. Now, this happened on March 2nd, 2026, but those suitcases had been there for a week or more. a dog walker discovered the suitcases, and investigators executed a search warrant with a little bit of digging on East 162nd Street and found 28-year-old Aliyah Henderson, which we're going to get to next in court. Now, March 2nd, the dog walker locates the suitcases and he finds a head. He said he calls 911 and said, I just found a head. There's a head in this suitcase. All right. 2 days later, March 4th to 5th, detectives execute a search warrant at the residence of this monster, Aliyah. Now, March 5th and 6th, Aliyah is arrested, charged with 2 counts of aggravated murder, arraigned, and held to be set bond at $2 million. I'm going to jump into that next. Community vigils held near East 162nd Street. We're going to play that as well. You got to see what the community thinks. Confirmed facts that we know thus far: victim's name, suspect identity, charges, bond amount, and recovery location. What we don't know is the motive, the cause of death, the full investigation, how long the children were there, and the lab results that are going to come back. Okay, so again, we're on episode 1. Some people are on episode 5 of this already. All right, so let's continue. You did not miss a lot. I just caught you all up. If you did, now we're gonna go into the full body cam of the man discovering the suitcase, along with the 911 call from that complete monster. Actually, we're gonna do the 911 call and about the just found a head in the suitcase, and then we're gonna go and take you to court where Aliyah tries to play dumb. I don't know what she's trying to play, but I'm not buying it. That's one of the fathers. That father, Amor, the 10-year-old, made a statement, and you'll see him later. They don't want to show their faces, but they're reaching out. Okay, so this one, thank you, Plunder. Downloaded it here. I just found a head in the suitcase. This is a 911 call in the Aliyah Henderson case. Trigger warning, guys.
0, 3, and 58 seconds. Cleveland 911, dispatcher on the Aldini Police, fire, or an ambulance?
Police.
Yeah, Cleveland Police, what's the address of the emergency?
It's a park, Midland and 162nd Street. I just found a head in a suitcase.
I mean, that's disturbing right there. And now you see the monster that we're going to see in court in a bit. I just found a head in a suitcase. And again, I'm not sure if it's all the way attached. It's a little bit detached. And yes, I did hear that they were malnourished as well. In order to stick an 8-year-old and a 10-year-old without dismembering them in a suitcase, yeah. There's the monster, allegedly.
In the park. Come here, dog. Sit down. Sit down.
Okay, what's your name and phone number?
My name is Philip.
Plunder, True Crime Audio.
Yes, and I tagged you in it. Thank you. Thank
Your
you.
last name?
Donaldson.
Yes.
Donaldson.
Okay, and is it a human head or an animal head?
Yes, no, it's a human head in a suitcase with it looks like some other body parts. I was walking my dog and my dog stopped and there was something like half buried. It looked like a suitcase. I pulled it up and unzipped it and opened it, and that's what it was.
Okay. You said by Midland and East 162?
Yes.
Okay. And where is the suitcase?
It's all the way to the back of the park.
Now, it's speculated to have been there over a week, and that's only by the word of this gentleman that found the bodies, because he had been taking his dog for a walk. That was at a park. She left them at a park halfway buried. And so the last week or so, this man has been going back and forth, taking his dog for a walk, and the dog kept at it. You guys know how it is when you walk your dogs. They smell something and they're all over it. Well, he ignored the dog for, the last week. Finally, he said, I need to check out what this is. And there it is, 911 call.
The black suitcase. I'm standing on the sidewalk right now, and you can actually see the suitcase from here. I tell you, it was like half buried.
Mm-hmm.
And I was walking my dog, and my dog started sniffing it. I've been walking past it for a few days.
Yeah.
And I said, let me just take a look and see what this is, because it wasn't there like last week.
Sorry, I'm just typing this all in so we can get help out there.
I was hoping it wasn't that, but
yeah,
it is.
Don't be a hater.
Guys, it's got to smell bad as well. You got to realize that the smell after, even if it was a few days up to a week, the smell had to be horrendous. Hopefully this man didn't get the full smell. The dog did, obviously.
All right, we're getting officers out there. Okay, thank you for calling.
All right. Okay.
Bye-bye.
All right, so now we're just...
Tuesday, March 3, 2026.
Okay, now we're getting into this monster. You guys listen, this is her voice law enforcement is talking to, and the way she's talking to them is absolutely ridiculous. You gotta love when dumb criminals, evil dumb criminals, do act like this. All right, it was so sad. I called this place home, but this is also the same city that Jordan Rodriguez was in. There's a lot of stuff in Ohio that goes down. This is in Cleveland, Ohio.
10, 27, and 22 seconds.
Cleveland Police Dispatcher, how can I help you?
I'm confused. Is that the ride? Is it?
Police?
Hey, how you doing? I'm calling because the police was just at my door.
What's the address?
Plunder. True crime audio.
Michael? Girl.
Now, this is the monster Aliyah that you're going to see next in court. That is her talking because law enforcement went by her house to check on the children and she wasn't there. This operator sounds empathetic, right? But just wait, it gets worse. And Brighton, thank you so much for becoming a YouTube member and supporting the channel. Anyone else that like to do that, feel free. We have a goal up today. We'll be here for a while.
Huh? You said 7. What was it?
Yeah. East 162nd.
East 162nd.
Yeah,
You said the police were just at your house?
Yeah, girl, talking about a child wellness check.
Okay, why do you need police now?
Yeah.
Girl, I was calling to ask why they're knocking on my door talking about checking on my kids.
So you want to speak to the officer about that? Are they still there?
You know what's also disturbing is every picture that I see the little girls in, they're that age. Like, what happened in between those beautiful little angels and that age? She's got to be, what, 2-3 years old there and 5 years old there? What happened between then and then that there are also no pictures? Where was they at in school? I'm going to answer as many questions as I can. We got a lot today.
No. I'm not at home. I'm getting called.
Okay, is there anybody who's home now?
Micah, what did they say to you?
Tell Micah to talk to the police. Are the police still there?
Oh, he said that they was claiming to be knocking on everybody's door to check on everybody's kids in the neighborhood. Y'all doing that?
So are the police there talking to Micah?
Listen, they tricked her, and I love it. I love that they tricked her and said, oh, yeah, we're just checking on kids in the neighborhood. She has no idea that it's coming. All right. Mary Beth says, off topic, how do I choose a foundation? You guys can answer her in chat. There's only 141 people in here, so I do understand, but it is free to hit that like button, and it's $2.99 a month to get a membership if you want to. This is in Ohio, guys. We got a lot.
Well, they're gone now.
Okay, so tell Micah to get the officers back, and then maybe she can hand them the phone.
The police they're not there, though. That's what I'm calling for, to figure out what's going on.
Can she still see the police?
what is going? There's no other way for me to find out the information. So
she's just trying to find out what they have on her. That's why she's calling and poking and prodding. And I assure you, the full story is coming out today, guys. You're gonna see the location, the field, the everything and more that you ever could have wanted in one episode. We're 45 minutes in and we just started. Kimberly, thank you so much for the $2 super chat towards our goal. My goodness.
Well, the police are there. That's the thing. Like, they have all this.
Nobody said the police was there. Yeah, I'm calling a non-police officer. I'm not calling 911. I'm calling to find out while they're knocking on the door. He also mentioned that they knew my name already, knew I had 5 kids. If y'all doing a wellness check on every house on the street, how do you know my information, how many kids I have?
That's what I'm saying.
Listen, lady, because you're missing 2 of your children, and they only found 1. They found 1 in the house alive. This lady has 5 children. They found 2 in suitcases, 1 at the house. Where are the other 2? And yeah, Michelle, she knew they did. She knew. I actually got to tell you, Michelle, I'm going to have to disagree at this point. I don't think she knew it. I don't. I really think that she's dumb enough to have thought that they were just checking on things in the area. DNA. Thank you, Justice Jane, for the 106 like. What happened? Well, the mom called in. The monster that took those little girls' life allegedly called in to law enforcement to find out why they came to her house.
So the officers that is there, they have all the information that you need.
Michael.
So I'm saying,
can you let them know that they're not? Let her know that you're Michael.
Hello?
Yes.
Yeah, my name is Michael Franklin.
Sir, do you still see the officers?
No, they're gone. They were here earlier, and we were trying to figure out what was going on with that. Why were they stopping by?
So typically what you want to do is when the officer is there, you ask them what they want, because they can give you all the information.
Right now she's losing her cool. And guys, I wonder if she's not 5. I know it gets confusing because we're all over the place. Kawasaki, good to see you. Kel, listen, let me put this back up real quick, guys, for you that just rolled in. Those pictures are old pictures of her children. Those 2 children were found deceased in a suitcase each. There's 2 suitcases. One of the children is 10 years old. That's Amor, and the 8-year-old is Mila. There's a 10-year-old and an 8-year-old that were found in suitcases as of March 2nd. And now we're leading up to the arrest of their mother, Aliyah. Kel, good to see you, my girl. All right, let's go. Hold on. I only put that back up so you guys can refresh your memory on who the children are. There's not a lot of pictures of them anywhere, and the pictures are old. So I just wanted to make sure you guys knew what we're talking about. Now we're back to the 911 call. This momster is questioning why the police were at her house.
They were at the door lying about knocking on everybody else's door, checking on their kids. They knew my name. They knew how many kids I had. They asked me for my information. They said they had a 440 number for me. How do they have all that information if they're doing a well? Hello?
Okay, I think that's better. What's your name, ma'am?
Are you talking to me or somebody else?
I'm talking to you. What's your name, ma'am?
Deshay Crater. They had my number. They said they had a 440 number for me and everything.
So typically, I understand your frustration, but when we think
it's not a frustration, it's just I feel like they knocked on the door lying.
Okay, so
about what they were really at my door for, because it's not like they went door to door.
Is there a reason you're speaking over me?
Now, I called you guys to give you the information that I know.
You have to let me speak. We have to have a conversation. You're speaking over me.
Right, this lady acts like she's like a good standing citizen, and she has the right to be like, why are you coming to my house? It's like if y'all were mathematicians, right? You're a mathematician, you got this house full of all of the stuff to make it, and officers are onto you, and you're gonna call them and poke at them like that? What?
Oh my God. Okay, can I speak to the officers?
Yes.
The officers were at your house. Just let me say this, okay? When the police are out, you want to ask them all the questions that you have because this is dispatch. Once an officer is out there, it's beyond us. So we don't know exactly everything that goes on once it's past being dispatched. Does that make sense?
Okay, is there a way for me to get the information?
Where are you now?
I have court this morning. I have things that I am doing. I am not at home.
Okay, so what's your address? We can send an officer back out there so you can ask whatever questions you have.
I just said I'm on my way to court. Why would you send an officer to my house?
Is Michael at your house?
Well, maybe they should have just arrested your ass at court. And it is hard not to cuss here on this because I'm very upset. And that's why I laughed and posted, bitch, they're looking for your kids. What are you talking about, lady? She's worried about why they know her name and family status. It's weird. She has to be mentally off, but she's rational enough to have done what she did. And you'll see her in court because we're going to get to all of that. All of that's coming.
Now, listen.
Is anybody home that can speak to police?
I just told you what they said to the person that was home.
Okay, so what I'm saying is we can send someone back out there if you have questions.
Okay, ma'am, I'm not at home, though. Is there another way? Can we move on, please? Is there another way for me to find out information about why they at my house?
You want to know why the police are at your house. Do
I have to come down there?
Hold on.
Yes.
Is there somebody at your house that can speak to police?
No, listen. Nobody's
yes or
at
no?
my house. Nobody's
at your house?
asking for nobody to pull up. I am calling to get the information. You keep trying to send people out.
Because I can't give you anything over the phone. You typically want to speak to an officer
I would like
face-to-face.
do you have a oh my God. So I need to go down there is what you need to do.
You go down
I'm not at home. What the fuck?
Yeah, go down there.
Yeah, go down there. How about before you go down there, we DoorDash you some of your favorite meal? You want me to DoorDash you first? What would you like? You want a milkshake with that? What? That's all. I mean, I'm laughing because I already hate this momster, but I had to tell you what she was doing and how she's acting. My goodness. She wants to talk to a manager? About what? Excuse me, manager, did you find the tool that I hacked my children up with? We don't know that for sure.
That's what it sounds. I would rather you tell me that. I'm not saying I'm staying at home to wait on.
Damn. All right, and I love this. I do love this for plunder. Proverbs 17:28. Even a fool who keeps silent is considered wise. When he closes his lips, he is deemed intelligent. That I agree. Love it. Proverbs 17:28. Thanks, Plunder, for letting us use that. We do appreciate you. Now we're going to get into the arrest, the court, the body cam. There's so much of it, guys. So much of it. Now, finally, you heard her. She hadn't been arrested yet, but now she is.
And good morning. I'm Dan DeRose with 19 News, coming to you from our digital desk. We want to update you on a story that has really gripped Cleveland and really Northeast Ohio.
And so anybody that's come into chat just now, I really want you to pay attention to this next part of it, because this will give you everything you need if you missed the beginning. Or you can go back and rewatch, but everything is going to be put into this episode because I don't know when I'm going to be able to cover it again. All right. I don't, but we're going to see her in court. It does sound like she starved them, but there's got to be something else to it. You'll see.
Because this case continues to unfold. And so we want to make sure we've given you the most updated information. We've just gotten a press release from the city of Cleveland to sort of update this. So we're going to try and walk you through this case because it is so convoluted. It starts.
Okay, so just everybody pay attention. Everything you've seen thus far or heard, it's fine. You don't have to remember it. Now we're going to tell you. Remember, this took days. This happened on the 2nd. We didn't even know who those little girls' bodies were. We didn't know how old they were. We didn't know where they belonged. We knew nothing. All right, so it's finally rolling out. Today's Monday, and when Monday comes along, you start getting court cases and etc. Tiff, you look great in green. Thank you for becoming a member. Appreciate you. All right,
Monday evening, and we want to show you video from when this occurred. This is on the east side of Cleveland, really near the Ginn Academy. And at this point, it was called in as a man who was walking his dog, and his dog smelled something, for the lack of a better term, hit on something. And the man investigated, and it appeared to be a suitcase that was partially buried or buried in a shallow, what police called a shallow grave. Immediately, they began searching that area. They do find that first suitcase, and there was a child's body in there. They start searching the rest of the area. You can kind of see it's a wooded area. As they begin to search that that area, they find a second suitcase that is also partially buried or in a shallow grave, and also contains the body of a young child.
Now, remember, it was right out there by a park, and only parts of it were buried. She literally must have got tired of digging a hole and said, screw it, I'm just going to throw it in there and kick some dust. They were literally just a tiny bit buried, and they don't understand if that's because she really wanted them to get caught or found or what. Falconess Australia, what's up? Good to see you. You're in the future. Tell us what's happening.
And so that's where the case evolved as far as Monday night into Tuesday. A little bit of information came out Tuesday that it appears that the DNA from testing the DNA from the two children, that they appeared to be at least half sisters. And that really started the investigation. And from what the Cleveland police say, in this press release, that the homicide unit launched in an intensive investigation working to develop leads through area canvassing, witness interviews, and the review of available surveillance footage, despite limited initial.
This is basically giving you a recap of the multiple press conferences that I don't want to sit through, because we're just getting the same information that essentially they gave us. And they did at least 2 press conferences because they didn't know who those children were, and they didn't have a suspect. That's what ultimately brought them to Aliyah's address, and they went to her house. She wasn't there. She then called them.
Evidence, detectives worked quickly and methodically to advance the investigation. That goes through the course of a day or two. And I want to show you exactly where we are talking in the city of Cleveland on the east side, just so that if you're familiar with the area, that you might be able to just see where we're talking. You can see I-90 on the east side, and we are focusing in on where that red bullet point is. It is the intersection of Midland.
Now look at that area as well. That Sade Robinson is the person that her leg was found at a playground. Do you remember her head is still missing, etc.? Okay, there's a playground. They're showing you the area where the guy was walking his dog and the proximity of where this happened. Just for those of you that, like me, love to see where this goes down.
Avenue and East 162nd. You can see it's just a half a block away from Ginn Academy. And it's really this wooded area that you see on the back of this, what they call Saranac playground. You see the trees before those, what look like semi-trailers. That's the area that these 2 suitcases and the 2 young girls' bodies were found. Let's fast forward to yesterday. Yesterday afternoon, police are back out at that scene after really opening that area up. And I want to make sure we've got the right video here. They go back out to the area
Yeah, there's lots of video footage and 911 calls, but there's also a lot to the story, and most of it came out in the press conference. So I want to make sure you guys understand this case when you leave, because it is kind of all over the place. We got a momster Aliyah that has 2 children, one 8 and 10 now, that we never see pictures of, so they look like little girls. We've got 2 separate fathers. One of them's incarcerated, the other one's not. We don't know anything about the grandparents yet. We're just starting to build this. Mom's on a $2 million bond. Doubt she's going to get out. So that's where we are. We're on day 7 of this case.
Search a home that they develop information on, and they get a search warrant for a house in this area. You can see more of those trailer boxes in the back there. And they start to do more investigating. They go back to a home in the 700 block of East 162nd Street. And according to the police, within less than 48 hours, detectives detained a person of interest and recovered substantial evidence related to the case.
Now, if you guys know anything about this area, let me know. Is that a bad area? Is that like it's hard to tell when I'm looking at the houses there. It looks okay. I have no idea about the homeschooling thing just yet. They didn't have a chance. 5 kids and they only found 1 in the house. All right. It's the most I don't understand how they weren't missing. And again, she didn't report them missing, which is a huge fault of hers, because when she gets to court, that's probably why she gets the $2 million bond. You just don't report your kids missing and you use your luggage.
While they are searching that home on East 162nd, they also find a child inside that home who they say appeared to be in good health. Now, from that, we do know that according to police in their release, that one person was taken into custody. A 28-year-old female was arrested, and she is expected to be charged later today. That's where we want to sort of stop with the information given us today from police. What we also know through working this story is that, police have yet to put a name to the 28-year-old arrested. They at least don't put that name in this press release. But what we know is that a 28-year-old woman was arrested yesterday evening, and she was arrested on charges of murder and child endangering. That was the arrest charges and why she was arrested. Now, you at home may want to put 2 and 2 together. We can't do that as of yet. All we can do is
Yeah, and this is why I wanted to put 2 and 2 together for you, because they literally can't name her, even though they know it's a 28-year-old. And I do want to show you the pictures of the booking and even a picture of her. Like, I don't know what went wrong. I never know what goes wrong with something like this. But let me take this down for a second, just so, because he said us, we can put 2 and 2 together ourselves. What he's talking about is the 28-year-old woman that's now in custody, all right, is arrested for the 2 girls found deceased. We already went over that, in a shallow grave. And then there is Aliyah Henderson, all right, 14 hours ago, March 4th, they say that was when she was arrested. There's her booking number, booking date 3/4, race black, age 28, charges endangering children, and the big M. All right. And then next, there's a picture of her. Looks nothing like her, in my opinion. So was she? It is her, though. Is she doing drugs? Did that happen? How did that end up? How did this end up to be this? I don't know. Anyway, we're gonna go back to the news. Back to the news story. We put our own 2 and 2 together, and there you go. He can't, just because they wanted to make sure before they released her name and picture.
Give you the details of the 2 bodies that were found, the home that was searched, and that a 28-year-old was arrested in that home. We can also tell you that we know in the city of Cleveland and Cuyahoga County from the Sheriff's Department that this woman was arrested yesterday, Aliyah Henderson. She is 28 years old and arrested and expecting charges for murder and child endangering. We are trying to tread lightly here. We are just giving you what we know, that this woman here has been arrested, Aliyah Henderson, and she has been arrested and is expected to be charged for murder and child endangering.
Now, listen, you guys got to understand, if you just heard that 911 call of her asking law enforcement why they're there and cussing at them, etc., you got to wonder what she's going to say. Is she going to try to act crazy? Because, yeah, she's a bully, and yes, she likes to use foul language, but That doesn't show any kind of, that shows that she knows what she's talking about. And yes, True Crime Mama too, I heard all about the YouTuber Arctic Fox, and I'm glad his channel is gone. It's hiding in plain sight. There's a ton of pedos hiding in plain sight. And if you watch my channel, I always say the world is ran by pedos. I'm telling you. All right, back to this case. But yes, I do know.
But that's kind of where we have to stop. And again, you at home may be wanting to put 2 and 2 together, but we are just sort of pumping the brakes just a little bit. Now, we do know that according to the press release, when we start talking about that house on East 162nd, police are telling us that that is a 28-year-old woman and that she is expected to be charged later today. Now, will we be able to find?
And she has 5 children. Was she going through some kind of, again, no excuse. Were they younger children? Are they old? She's 28, 5 children, and they only found 1 in the house. Does she have younger children? Did she have postpartum? What? We don't know. We don't know. I wish we did teach, and that's why we're going to continue to follow this case.
Finally connect the dots later today. Very possible. Are we about to get a second 28-year-old woman that is being charged in connection to this case? We will just have to wait and see. More than likely not. But we are just proceeding with caution here, giving you the basics, giving you what we have been told by investigators, because this case is so serious and because so many people are wondering, how does this happen? How does a girl that they believe was 8.5 years old, how does a girl that was 14 years old end up in a suitcase and end up partially buried or buried in a...
And again, at this time, they didn't even know. The girls were 10 and 8. All right. They estimated to be between 8 and 14 years old, but 10 years old is Amor. Amor's father's the one in custody, and then 8-year-old Mila. So they don't even have the ages right yet.
Shallow grave, very near a school on the east side. So that's where we are at. I do want to read a quote given to us today from Police Chief Dorothy Todd. She says in the press release, there were 2 young lives with their entire futures ahead of them. Our detectives worked tirelessly and with great care to identify those responsible. She goes on to say, investigations of this nature require patience, precision, and discretion. Unlike what is often portrayed on television, every detail cannot be shared publicly. Certain information must remain confidential to protect the integrity and of the investigation and ensure justice for these victims. Chief Todd goes on to say that careful and methodical work allowed our detectives to develop evidence needed to make quick identification of a person of interest, ultimately resulting in an arrest. So that's where we...
All right, so that's what he has. That's based on the press conference. I didn't want to put on two long press conferences that basically say the same thing. So let's move this down and continue. Now we are at we're at an arrest, and I want to show you this $2 million set for mom in connection. You're going to see her in court. It's a 3-minute clip, and then we'll continue. Hold on. Okay, hold on 1 second, guys. She has no emotions, by the way. No emotions at all. Here she comes in court.
Aliyah Henderson. She has 2 counts of aggravated murder.
I got her.
Good morning, Ms. Henderson.
There it is.
All right, so we're going to first hear from, regarding your bond, we're going to first hear from the prosecutor from the state, and regarding charges against you, charges that you are presumed innocent, on charges that allow for you to have an attorney without costs. And after we hear from the prosecutor, we'll hear from your attorney, okay? Madam Prosecutor.
Thank you, Your Honor. Your Honor, this...
Look at how much security they have. Do you really think that is accidentally, or do you believe that she's already been giving them a hard time? Remember how she talked when she called into the police station and was getting all hyphy? this is her lawyer, but they've got all these other people here that are security.
There's an allegation of murder in two separate charges. It's alleged in this matter that the defendant did cause the death of her two daughters, 8 and 10 years old. The badly decomposed bodies of the two little girls were found in shallow graves in Cleveland in suitcases. Your Honor, the defendant is 28 years old.
And look at her face. I mean, there's no remorse there. She just looks soulless. And this is a huge indication. They did this with Taylor Shabusiness after they realized she attacked her attorney, etc. Every time she walks into a courtroom now, she's wheeled in with her spit mask and whatever, but there's no reason for all of that unless she was already getting out of control, which I believe she was.
Scores a 1 and a 1 on the PSA, has no record noted on the PSA. Your Honor, based on the nature of the allegations and
look at her.
The charges in this case, I would ask for nothing less than a $2 million bond. I would implore the court to consider setting a $2 million bond.
Yes, baby. Yes, $1 million a child. Nina Hund. It's her 59th birthday. Congratulations. Happy birthday. Everybody, please wish Nina a happy birthday. And she won $1,250 at a casino today. Congratulations and happy birthday, my friend. I'm so glad you're having a good day. It's so much better than the alternative. Thank you, guys. Everybody wish her a happy birthday. Thank you. She does. This one, I'll leave that up there while we watch. Thank you so much for the $10, by the way, super chat, and happy birthday to you. All right. Hey, all, perfect timing. Mitz, it's always perfect timing right when you come in. All right.
On cash surety at this point, for the record. Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you. Madam Public Defender.
Thank you, Judge. Ms. Henderson is waiving the preliminary hearing on both cases, and I ask for the most reasonable bond you can give her.
Tell me a little more about her that you know.
Judge, she's been in jail 3 days, and as you've seen the public safety assessment, she's looking for a job and she has a place to live, and all of her life has been in this area.
Oh my God. She has a job and a place to live and all of her life in this area. Are you kidding me right now? I think these guys are having their poker faces. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, literally corrections officers and security. Do you think that judge is gonna, and she's looking at the judge like she really has this chance. I mean, this kind of justice, I know, guys. I know it's innocent until proven guilty. And in my opinion, but if I saw this lady, I would want to punch her in the mouth, uppercut her, and torture her. I'm sorry. I shouldn't be thinking bad thoughts, but this lady's evil, period.
Thank you.
Have you seen her PSA?
I have. I just said, yeah.
Let's go over it. So, no history of violence. History 1-1, no history of violence, no convictions, no charges.
Yes.
Given the nature of the allegations, as well as my concern for the safety of the public, we will deal. The bond will be $2 million.
Yes.
Ms. Henderson, work with your attorney, go to your hearings, and fight for your innocence. Okay? Good luck. You take care.
Thank you, Your Honor.
$2 million it's $1 million
per case.
There it is. That's why. See, I was just catching up on news pieces as I put this together, and a video came out that said $1 million, and then they made another video that said 2 million. So makes sense. $1 million per child. This lady is soulless, and I cannot wait to find out what happens. I wonder if she's going to go to trial. I mean, this is going to be a terrible trial if she does.
Sorry, thanks for the clarification. It's $1 million each.
Yes, $1 million each. Bitch.
Any questions, Madam Public Defender?
No, thank you.
Okay. Take care, Ms. Henderson.
take care. No taking care. Okay. Man says he's the father of the two Cleveland girls. Now, there were two different fathers. So I'm going to introduce you to the other father. One of them, I gave you guys a statement from him earlier. He was incarcerated, and that's Amor. Amor is 10 years old, and Mila is 8 years old. All right. And I'm going to share this real quick since Tiff just sent it. Want to make sure I get this celebration of life, which I'm going to show you later, that they did for the girls. The community is shook. Okay. Oh, thank you, Tiff. Thank you. Look, we've got a little bit older pictures, a little bit. On the left, I'm assuming that's Amor. She's 10 years old, and Mila is 8 years old. Both of those little girls were found stuffed in suitcases. Mind you, they were not dismembered. They were just stuffed in the suitcase and halfway buried. The mom couldn't even finish the job. Evil. Ugh. Okay, let's get back to this. And we still got body cam footage, guys. Stay here. You're going to want to.
And breaking news, Cleveland police have now charged a 28-year-old mother with 2 counts of aggravated murder in the deaths of 2 little girls found in suitcases, buried in shallow graves in a field in the South Collinwood neighborhood. Aliyah Henderson was arrested after police swarmed a nearby home on East 162nd Street last evening. We've also learned those girls were 10-year-old Amor Wilson and 8-year-old Mila Chapman. As this investigation continues, a community continues to come to grips with the depths of this heartbreaking tragedy.
But do you see those pictures? Not that they're not beautiful, little angels, but if they were 8 and 10 in these pictures, they were absolutely malnourished. I have an 11-year-old, and she's just about that much taller than me now, and she eats like my son did when he played football in high school. Okay? So I don't know when these pictures were taken, but that gives you a good indication when mothers don't have children or don't have pictures of their children for a long, long time.
Tragedy. That includes a man who says he is the father of one of those little girls. News 5's John Kosick spoke with him. He joins us now, live from that neighborhood.
Hey, MM.
Do the impossible.
He was okay. You want me to tell you something? First of all, MM, much love to you. Big, huge hugs. I hope you're having a good day. Why not put them in foster care or adoption? Well, we've seen this 1,000 times on my channel, because these awful momsters want to collect their welfare and their food stamps for their children that are no longer with them. They want that money, they want that place to live, but they don't want to have to do anything for it. That's why. All right, let's continue.
Well, make sense of the senseless. Surrounded by friends for support, the man who tells us he is the father of one of the victims visits the site where the bodies of 2 girls were found this week, partially buried in soup.
Okay, so this is father number 2. Father number 1 was incarcerated, and he made a statement. So they're 2 different dads. She has 5 children. They found 1 unharmed. I don't know where the other 2 children are at this time, but the other 2 were found in suitcases. So 28 years old, 5 children, 2 found out in suitcases, 1 found with her in the house, and 2 we don't know. They're unaccounted for. At 28 years old, she probably has 5 different dads. I would imagine so.
Cases. We're not disclosing his name, his face, or his daughter's name until confirmed by police.
She is happy, always smiling, always cheesing. She was a kid's kid, girly girl, kid's kid.
He told me he's been trying to get custody of his daughter, who was about to turn 9, for 5 years, but hasn't seen her for 4. As the girl's mother, he said, was constantly moving.
In the last 5 years, I've had so many different lawyers. Even the lawyers couldn't get it. They told me if I don't have no address for it, there's nothing we can do.
He saw the story of the 2 girls found on the news, not knowing who they were.
Me and my friends was just talking about how the world's sad with these little girls they found. Come to find out, it's my daughter and another young lady that I was a part of her life too.
He said it was only when he heard the names of the victims, still unconfirmed by authorities, that he called the police tip line.
I contacted them, went up there at 7 in the morning to dot all the I's, cross the T's.
And submitted DNA sample, he said. Cleveland police did not respond to requests to confirm. He said his daughter and her half-sister had a special relationship.
She loved her sister. She loved her sister because I was around with her more. So she loved her sister like the typical big sister, little sister, you know, knit, mess with her, annoy her, but they love each other. Just happy. Yeah, just a family, just want to be happy.
And as we come out to live pic,
And guys, we gotta we need to start being just as fair to fathers as we are to mothers, because the typical thing in society is to give the children to the mothers, and so many are failing them. Now, I'm not saying do the opposite and give them to the father, but give the father custody, for God's sake. My brother's going through the same thing. My mom will attest to that. Now, he's way out in another state. He's not in California, but he's been looking for his daughter for years. And he finally went to court last week and he didn't see her, but the Beezy showed up, and who knows what's happening. So people many times will crap on the fathers for not being present, but moms will do that. Look at a lot of people tried to blame Madeline Soto's father, and he tried. They ran him off with money and lawyers. Now, in this case, she just kept changing addresses, and it's hard to find. All right. So yeah, probably 5 different child support checks.
pictures of the growing memorial here at the site off East 162nd Street. And we want to mention again that the medical examiner has released the names of the victims. And Deshaun Chapman, the man who we were talking to there, is the father of 8-year-old Mila, but he said he was also very close with Amor. Right? So this is hitting them all very hard right now. And Katie, I want to tell you that as we stand here, Cleveland police are back at the house going through where they made that arrest last night as this investigation continues.
Just wanted to be together, just wanted to be happy. Like he said, seeing their beautiful faces, John, it is just growing in pain for so many, including that father. Thank you for that perspective, John. And again, Cleveland police have charged Aliyah Henderson with 2 counts of aggravated murder in the deaths of her 2 little girls. Community activists are organizing a vigil for...
And I'm going to show you that because we're caught up with that. And look at the little angels. There's 2 right there. And then it may be one of the father's pictures that's back here, but I just don't know why this keeps happening.
Amor and Mila. It's planned for tomorrow afternoon at 4 o'clock at or near where they were found at East 162nd in Midland. We will be there for you and continue covering.
Do any of you guys know this area? Are you familiar with it? All right. Nina says, my dad got us 4 children 50-something years ago, and that was unheard of because my mom was an alcoholic and couldn't handle us. So they got divorced. And that's awesome that he got you guys, because you wouldn't want to have to grow up like that with an unstable mother. Men get the short shift of the court. So, I know. And it's terrible. Me and my mom just got a foster kid from our neighborhood, and I would do anything for that boy. Exactly. And yet you've got this lady with 5 children that we could only find 1. All right. After this mother charged with aggravated, this was from 4 days ago. I wanted to find the most up to date of her arrest. And then we're going to get into what they call body. Why is it? Sorry, guys. It's just not stopping. I'm trying to play some. Okay, so sisters identified. Man, that father many times is in the news, but I don't know why he's not showing himself. I still don't know. Okay, we're back to this. I'm sorry. The internet's being wonky. Even though I downloaded everything, it's still spinning. And then it decides to play when it wants to play. All right, so let's see. Mother charged. There it is. Hold on, guys. Why is this being funky today? I know it's not me because I'm ready to go. All right. All right. Mother charged with aggravated, and we're finally getting more details.
Aggravated murder after her two young daughters were found dead inside suitcases.
The Cuyahoga County Medical Examiner has now identified the victims as 10-year-old Amor Wilson and 8-year-old Mila Chapman. Marcia New Yorker now joined us live from the Justice Center in downtown Cleveland with new details. See you. Good evening.
Good evening, Russ and Lena. Cleveland police say that since those girls' bodies were discovered in those suitcases Monday night, detectives have worked around the clock to find the person responsible, and they say that they have recovered substantial evidence against 28-year-old Aliyah Henderson, who's the prime suspect. In less than 48 hours after a gruesome discovery, Cleveland police say that
You gotta love how long it takes to get official word about a suspect and the information. They'll give you part of it, like, oh, it's a 28-year-old, but is there another 28-year-old? So it's just all rolling out. Again, this happened only 7 days ago, and they weren't identified initially. They didn't know any of that. They didn't even know how old the kids were or where they belonged.
they cracked the case that shocked the community this week. 28-year-old Aliyah Henderson charged with 2 counts of aggravated murder for her daughters, 10-year-old Amor Wilson and 8-year-old Mila Chapman. Monday, the girls' bodies were found inside suitcases and buried in a shallow grave right here near Ginn Academy when a man walking his dog stumbled upon them and called police.
It's a suitcase. I've been walking past it for about a week now. I walk my dog over there and she keeps stopping it. She sniffed a little too long. I pulled it up, unzipped it. I couldn't really see, and I opened it up and hid.
Wednesday night, forensics and crime scene.
Right after this, we're going to get to the actual, it's not a dash cam. It actually is labeled body cam footage, full body cam footage of the man walking the dog and being discovered at the Saranac playground in Ohio. Law enforcement's going to roll up and you're going to see all of that without the guy's face blurred, I hope.
Units were at this home on East 162nd, where Henderson lived, gathering evidence. Police say a child was inside the home and appeared in good health. The Department of Children and Family Services has taken custody of that child. Deshaun Chapman, the father of 8-year-old Mila, did not want to show his face on.
All right, so we're gathering the information as we go. He's not showing his face, but we're getting there. True Crime Files, Kathy, at least found them. The mom in 48 hours. Welcome. I've been watching your content. Keep it going, my friend. Keep it going. Good to see you, Kathy.
Camera, but says he is devastated. He tells 3 News he and 10-year-old Amor's father had been trying for at least 6 years to gain custody of the girls, but claimed they were unable to locate their mother and ran into challenges.
She do like this disappearing act. She'd ask you for something, ask you for help, but then she'd disappear. She'd move her. So you can't go down to the courts because you need an address to even file a motion. You can't go to CPS because CPS only asks 2 questions: is it food or beds in the house? You can't go to the police because they need an address for welfare check.
Are you guys hearing what's happening? So everybody that says, what about school? What about CPS? What about law enforcement? He's literally telling you all the things that didn't work for him. He hadn't seen her. What did he say? 5 years he had been trying to see her. I had to try to go to bed, but couldn't sleep. That's all right. You're here. You're good. Keep them coming, girl. Kathy, you got this. Just keep putting them out. Even if there's nobody watching, just keep it coming. Right? Right? I'll say, right? Clark has been here since the beginning. And she sat here when there was 1-2 people in chat. So you got it, girl. You got it. Come on.
When you got the name, she's at 100% fault. But the system at fault with her. They played a big part in the murders of these two children.
A statement from Cuyahoga County reads in part, "We are profoundly saddened by the deaths of these 2 young girls, which is a tragedy for their families and our entire community. The case remains under investigation."
Exactly.
Aliyah Henderson will be arraigned here at the Justice Center tomorrow morning. You can count on 3 News to bring you all the latest. And also tomorrow, the community activists will hold a candlelight vigil in that field where a memorial grows for those 2 little girls, calling them voiceless princesses. Russ?
Oh, all right. Now we're going to watch the body cam footage, and then I'm going to show you the vigil. Oh, it's beautiful that they did this, and I'm so glad that we didn't miss this coverage because it wasn't blonde hair and blue eyes. This is all over the Cleveland news stations, and it's starting to come on YouTube. So I hope more people continue to cover this case. We don't just cover cases with blonde hair and blue eyes or indigenous. Everybody matters. And that's what you guys are here for. I know it. All right. Prayers for the parents and the caretakers. All right. Again, trigger warning. This is where they're going to roll up on those suitcases. And yeah. Janet says, hello, Jay. I just learned of this yesterday. I'm glad Dad is telling his experience. Me too. And there's a lot of this. There's a lot of different coverage. Hence, Kathy, a lot of people are putting out like 30 minutes, 20 minutes, 23, but I want to tell the whole story. All right. Yes, you're an OG too. So's Jen's a gypsy, Krista. All right. So there's no in the beginning, there's no sound. So we'll just watch him roll over there. This is the this is on 3/2. All right. This is March 2nd, 2026. This is the day that they found the suitcase with the guy calling into 911 that he found a head in the suitcase. Everyone matters. Period. It doesn't matter what you look like or your eye color. Yeah, she's OG. Yeah, a lot of times they don't give out information like that with the children. So I'll believe you, Karen, for right now. Karen says the other two are with the grandparents. I hope so. I hope
you can show me driving.
Let me roll back a little bit.
Thanks, you can show me driving. How you doing, sir?
A little shaken up right now.
Understood.
If you go, you can see the case from back here. It's all the way straight to the back.
Close to that sign?
Yeah, see the little black
straight ahead in front of me? Okay.
Straight,
it's a suitcase?
It's a suitcase. I've been walking past it for about a week now because I take my dog. I stay right here. I take my dog. I usually walk her through there and then come around here.
Okay.
And for the last week, she's been it was like a mound of dirt. She's been stopped and sniffing like a little too long.
Okay.
And today I was like, well, I'm gonna take it. I hope it's not what I'm.
Right.
And it was halfway buried. It's about this thick. It's about halfway buried. I pulled it up, unzipped it. I couldn't really see, and I opened it up and fucking hid.
Buried under the dirt. It was
halfway.
Okay.
You can see it.
Can you, just even imagine that? I don't want to. And guys, it's never a mannequin. All right. If you ever think it's a mannequin, it's not. All right. Just call the police and do yourself a favor. This guy, I bet he's kicking himself now, but I am happy that he called it in. All right. He's never going to unsee that ever.
A little part of it sticking out.
And you said you noticed it for about a week already?
Yeah, it's been sitting over there like somebody buried it or tried to bury it. And like I said, I walk my dog over there and she keeps stopping and she sniff a little too long.
Right.
You know, she sniffs stuff, and I'm like, I don't know what that is.
Right.
I'm not gonna fuck with it. And today I was just like, let me see what the fuck that really is.
Okay.
It's back there.
All right,
I pulled it up so it's kind of standing up and it fucking stinks like hell.
Okay. You're right here at 670?
Yeah.
What was your name, sir?
Philip.
And there you go. I won't use the cuss word, but he said it freaking stinks like hell. And it would. You won't get that out of your head. From what I hear, you can never unsmell that. The smell of decomp, or sometimes the smell of decomp, and when someone tries to burn a body. I don't know if any of y'all are in law enforcement or any kind of that. Tell me if you, terrible.
Okay. I will check it out. I'll be with you. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
We don't have an exact timeline, but the timeline that I did give you earlier was close to, it could have been like 3 days, anywhere up to a week. All right. Now, on the timeline, it does say that March 2nd was when the dog walker found the children, and he had seen the suitcases for multiple days, and so the dog kept going back to smell it, and he's like, come on, dude. So it could be anywhere from 2 days to maybe 5-6 days, probably no more than a week. All right, let's continue. Hit that like button, guys. We only have 154 people. Devilment. Yeah. There it is, guys. So it's hard to find this on a lot of the news stations. They block it out. So I just want you to kind of get a perspective of how big this suitcase was. And neither one of the girls was dismembered. I think maybe possibly folded in half or folded kind of in a fetal position. That is not a very big suitcase at all. That wouldn't even fit my stuff for a week. You could see in relation to the bushes and the leaves how big it is. I wish I knew exactly, but I don't. Yeah, she tried to bury him. She just she dug a little hole and then left the rest sticking out. I don't know. I don't know what made her think she was going to get away with that. And then she calls law enforcement and starts yelling at them. Yes, members only content coming as usual. We're going to have to do a members only stream. Look at the size of that, guys. Maybe you see it better like this. There it is. I wonder what he's looking at, or why he's not opening it.
Hey, are you still inside the district? Okay.
I know.
I was gonna have you grab my flashlight, but that's all right.
It does.
When you get up here, if you go down 162, like I went up Saranac, 162, you can just pull in this parking lot for this Ginn Academy, and you'll see me back here. So I haven't opened it yet. I
haven't opened it
I talked
yet.
to the caller. He said that there was this suitcase partially like buried in the ground that he said he's been noticing for like a week, and his dog keeps trying to get to it. So he said that he pulled it out today.
True.
And to see what was in there, because it was kind of heavy, and he noticed like a head and he just left it and called the police. So I'll just wait till you guys get here before I open it.
He's like, I don't want to open that by myself, which I don't blame him, but man, when I was looking up this case, I actually kept finding the Sarah Boone case, the whole suitcase murder type of thing. All right, they probably were starved. They probably were, but according to, speculation says that they were malnourished for a real long time. Now, maybe the last few weeks, to say the least, right? But possibly longer.
All right. Yeah, just come down towards like Midland, and I mean, as soon as you get to like the last drive for the school, you'll just pull in there. I'm in the back. All right.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to open that. Look at how it's buried, guys. You see how it's just a tiny little hole and she shoved it in there and just left the rest sticking out. That is not buried. I don't know why she would consider that buried. And there's another one within feet of it. I wouldn't open it. I wouldn't open it at all. I would just call 911. Now that I know what I know, guys, I would not. I would just call law enforcement. Yeah, put your gloves on, dude. Put your gloves on, man. It's not going to be
Gil,
good.
are you still at the district by chance? Can you do me a favor, please? I left my flashlight in the sergeant's office. Are you able to run it up to me? I'm on this call on 162. Yeah, so if you go in there right in front of, like on the side of the refrigerator, you'll see a flashlight. And then I'm on that call on 162nd and Midland. Appreciate it. Thanks, Gil.
See, I mean, look at that, guys. There's zero effort to hide that, okay? Just imagine, let's say the suitcase is, yay big. Let's say it's a little bit bigger than this. She's got like this much of it buried and the rest is just sticking out. The rest is sticking out even with the zipper sticking out enough that you can open this damn zipper to see it. Yeah, they don't want to contaminate the scene. Remember, the other guy opened it as well. Yeah, it's never a suitcase full of money, and it's never a mannequin, guys. Remember that. Look at that. You see how it's bare? It's sticking out like, I don't know what she was thinking, man. It's a good point. Yeah, now that I know what I know, I wouldn't open it either. Mother lived across. Yes, and it was right across the street, by the way. It was within feet of her house. Thank you for filling that in, Karen. He's waiting for backup, but it was right across the street. She put minimal effort and dug a little, I don't even know why she dug a hole. She might have have just tossed it out there. And the other one, feet from her house, if I'm correct. I know, me too. It's near a park. It's never going to be open by me, she says. I know. Come on, law enforcement, let's go. He's like, I am not doing this until y'all get here. All right, look at that again. Look at the perspective of the size. I should. There you go, Tiff. It's never a mannequin. Remember Sade Robinson, too. They found Sade Robinson's leg at the park, you guys. Remember that? I don't even know why. I'm waiting to see it, but he's not doing much. Go forward. Come on, get there. Get there, son. All right, he goes back. Where's it? He's like, damn it. So, if I'm correct, it was right across the street. They said feet from where she lived.
Can you show me a 5 working on 3 reports and Mark taking entering property?
No, they haven't. They haven't realized there are 2 of them. They haven't found the second suitcase yet. Now they're blurring it out. All right, there it goes. Come on, get over there, dude.
14. His listed address is going to be in Euclid. They did have a possible callback. It's from last September. It's 216-463-2233.
Can you repeat that? The last 4
that phone number? Yep, last score is going to be 2233.
I don't know what he's doing. I think he's just waiting. He's literally just waiting for backup. There they are now.
I
He
ain't
doesn't
opened
wanna-
it yet.
See here, he don't want to open it
I
yet.
left my flashlight. Oh, you got a flashlight. We're gonna have to look and see. I mean, it's like partially buried.
Like
he said it was
partially
sticking out for like a week. He finally decided to open it up.
You see how far that's sticking out, guys? Watch. Don't block it.
I just want to see. You flash your light on. I just want to see if there's any blood or anything on it.
I can't see it like that. I don't know why they're doing it. There it is. Okay. All right. There it is. It's so hard to see it. Stop moving, buddy. Hold on. Let's get a view of it because. All right. There it is. That gives you the perspective, guys, that I wanted to talk about. So this mom, okay, this mom of 5 children, 28 years old, Aliyah, they found one child safe in the house. She has 5 children. From what I hear, the other 2 children are with the grandparents. She took her 2 children, an 8 and a 10-year-old, and let's not forget their names, Amor Wilson and Mila Chapman, which, by the way, I shared their GoFundMe, okay? And that's how she buried them. That's how she buried them. The other one is similar to that, but they haven't found that one yet. All right. I don't even think she buried them under the ground. It looks like she just picked up the dirt with her hands and just put it over. But it's just a tiny bit there. Look at the 4 wheels sticking out. It's probably, I'd say, maybe there was a hole already there and she just shoved it in there. I mean, we've got like maybe 3.5 inches. That's not good. All right. Let's continue. I just wanted you to see what this guy was seeing and what the guy with the dog was seeing as he kept walking back and forth. Not a good idea also to use your own luggage because it's going to trace right back to you. I'm glad that they did find out who these girls are and arrest Aliyah. All right, let's continue.
No?
Oops.
Yeah. Yeah.
I wonder why they blurred it out. Oh, because they're opening it now. Hold on, let me see before they blur it out. Okay, there it is. That gives you a better shot. So check this out, guys. The way that she buried it, I would say maybe 3.5 to 4 inches down. I know, I thought that too. Maybe she wanted them to be found. But look at where she left the opening of the suitcase. And maybe subconsciously she did want them to be found. I saw someone's theory or opinion that the girls were father into the wooded area and an animal dragged the case to try to get what they thought was. I don't know about that because it's clearly shoved inside of a hole and then the zipper's exposed where you can just open it, and this is the child where you see the head. The dog walker is the one that saw the zipper sticking out of the ground and opened it. So when they open this, they're going to see a child's head. It is still attached. Nothing is detached or dismembered, but I did hear that it was partially detached. I don't know yet. All right. Yes. It's crazy. Michelle, good to see you. All right, let's continue. They're going to blur it out in a second. And trust me, none of us want to see that. There's a little girl in here, and I don't know if this is the 8-year-old or the 10-year-old, but they'll find the 10-year-old or the 8-year-old soon.
Yeah. Yeah.
It stinks. You hear them? They're saying it stinks. Hey, Eileen. Mistaken about what?
You bring it closer. I can't see. Yeah, no.
No,
Oh yeah,
not yet.
it is.
And they're blurring it so you can't see it. But she said, "Oh yeah, it is." And Arrow in the garden, nobody's seen anything yet. Nobody knows what time or what. Maybe law enforcement does at this point because she dropped them off right across the street from her house. Both children. So maybe they're gonna go back and get footage, ring cam, all that, and find out. But what we do know is they do have her detained. She has $2 million bond and she's not going anywhere. I know you can't unsee this, but don't worry, they're not going to show it.
Yeah.
They say it looks like a kid.
I can't. It's attached. It's just like full in the fetal position.
It's attached, folded in the fetal position.
No, frozen.
All right. I ended
Monday,
right there.
March.
Wow, that literally ended right there. Okay. All right, let's continue. We're not done yet. My goodness. I wish it was a little longer, but hey, I guess that's all they have. All right, let's continue with okay, so we got the mother being charged. We got that. We've got to take a look at the vigil held. Let's take a look at that. That is just, it's evil. And we're definitely going to follow up on this case because for somebody to do something like that and we don't know why, we have no motive, no nothing. Remember, if you just rolled in and you don't know who's who, Amor is on the left and Mila is on the right, 10 years old and 8 years old. And they don't know how long those pictures were. Now, Amor could possibly be 10 years old in that picture, but just really tiny. But I don't see how Mila could be 8 years old in that picture. All right, let's continue. Who's trying to be helpful? What am I missing out here? I realized you were saying because Jay said father because I missed a letter. Oh, you guys are funny. My girl Tiff, you spelled just fine. You guys are crazy today. There's only 160 people in chat, so y'all are having full-on conversations, and I love it. All right. Let's okay, let's they're holding the vigil where the two bodies were found. So we're gonna hop onto that and let's go.
The allegations, as well as my concern for the safety of the public, we will deal, bond will be $2 million.
Heard the judge. Bond set at $2 million for the mother accused of the unthinkable, killing her two little girls and stuffing their bodies in suitcases. Those two girls, 8-year-old Mila Chapman, 10-year-old Amor Wilson. 6 deputies surrounding Aliyah Henderson as she stood emotionless. Henderson waived her right to a preliminary hearing. And there has been an outpouring of support and grief for those two sisters and for their families since the gruesome discovery. This vigil held this afternoon near where they were found near Ginn Academy. Many feeling saddened after hearing about this unspeakable crime. Michelle Nix has the story.
Growing memorials to show love to two beautiful little girls who died, allegedly at the hands of their own mother, never having a chance to truly experience life and live.
It's a sad situation. And I really can't talk because I get emotional on my mom. It's just unbelievable what people could do to their own kids. It's devastating.
Devastated members of the community holding hands, bowing their heads to pray with strangers and neighbors. Their hearts shattered after hearing about the gruesome murders of half-sisters, 8-year-old Mila Chapman and 10-year-old Amor.
Okay, so they're starting to put the names on them. We're starting to, hopefully there's going to be more coverage soon, okay? And that's why I wanted to get this all into one episode. So like, oh, this happened. Oh, then she was arrested. Oh, now it's all come together. That's Amor. That's the 10-year-old. And Mila is the 8-year-old. Again, I don't think those are current pictures. And if they are, then boy, were they malnourished. And I don't know what the hell happened. Yes, her house is a crime scene, essentially, because she rolled them across the street. And we don't know what she did to them. They saw the head being bent down in a fetal position, but I'm not sure how anything was attacked. arrow in the garden says, no disrespect intended. I thought Jay was confused. No, I'm not judging any misspelling. Oh, I don't know what you guys are talking about. It's all good in here. We're talking about 2 little girls that were found no longer alive in a fetal position in a suitcase that nobody knew who they even were. Okay, this is the most heartbreaking and one of the worst crimes that anyone can commit. So, yeah, you guys talk spelling and chat wrong or being silly. That's least of anyone's worries. We're all here for these 2 little girls, Amor and Mila. Tiff Knox says, so what can we do to prevent this? Well, what we can do to prevent this, one thing is to have fathers be more present and allow fathers to get the custody they deserve. We need CPS to do better, and we need schools. When you take your children out of a home into homeschool, there needs to be more regular visits. Especially, I got to tell you, Tiff, especially, and I'm sure I'm right. This is my assumption that this momster, Aliyah, was collecting money for all 5 of her children. So money's a motive. Maybe the guy she was dating didn't want 5 children anymore, so she got rid of 2. Why those 2? That's that. So I can ask that question. What can we do to prevent this? But why did that even happen? Why those 2? All right, let's continue.
Or Wilson.
Seeing these little girls on the news, it brought tears to my eyes. I mean, when I saw the video of the little girl and it reminded me of my 2 little girls, I just wanted to come out and pay my respects, and I wanted to bring them so they could see, how fragile life is.
As the families of the victims pray for privacy, answers, and justice, the community hopeful that this unimaginable tragedy eventually will turn evil to good. By asking the community to keep an eye on all of our children, you could save a life.
So it hurts my heart that I'm here today, because this just shouldn't be. So a father's cry is just as sincere and serious as a mother's cry.
Young children among those mourning, forced to learn way too soon about the impact of death and violence. 2 precious lives lost with no explanation.
We just wanted to show love because we just feel like they didn't have.
And again, guys, they're right, and she's right. In the next clip here, the man who claims to find the girl, the man claims to find the girl in a suitcase, and his daughter says he begged this guy, the father begged the courts, begged CPS, begged anybody who would listen, and still nothing. Now he gets to see her when she's not alive. These 2 children have 2 different fathers. I don't know about the other children, but they did everything. This father did everything he was supposed to do. So Tiff Knox, I ask you, he did everything he was supposed to do. Now what? What can we do to prevent this?
Have a lot of that while they were here. And just bring peace and pray and just hope that this doesn't happen to somebody else.
I mean, and look at the pictures at the vigil. They're like babies there. What happened when they got older? What were they doing? Was she keeping them in the closet? What was happening?
Kids.
Reporting in Cleveland, Michelle Nix.
It's just, this case, man, I have a feeling it's going to get a lot more attention soon. I'm starting to see it all over the place, and I really hope it gets the coverage. So now, vigil for Amor Wilson and Mia Chapman. All right, remember their names, Amor and Mila.
Ohio's most important stories. Starts now.
19 News Crews live everywhere, work on the stories that impact you. Thanks for joining us. I'm Tiffany Tucker.
And I'm Chris Fry. We begin with team coverage on 2 young girls murdered and buried in suitcases near a school.
Amor Wilson and Mila Chapman were just 10 and 8 years old, sisters.
And a memorial where they were found has continued to grow with teddy bears, flowers, and balloons. And this afternoon, the prayers of a community.
A vigil for the girls just wrapping up at that memorial site. Our Harry Boomer was there. He has more for us tonight. Harry.
Well, guys, people did gather to mourn the 2 sisters that were buried over here in suitcases on the tree line over there. You can see all of the teddy bears and balloons and all the expressions of grief. This week, word spread, and so did the grief and disbelief about what a mother is charged with, killing her own innocent children. This is an ever-growing memorial for the murders of 8-year-old Mila Chapman and her 10-year-old sister, Amore Wilson.
It's a sad situation.
Hold on, sorry.
And I really can't talk because I get emotional on my mom. It's just unbelievable what people could do to their own kids.
Yep, I was thinking that.
It's devastating.
These two graves are adorned with open expressions of grief for the.
And guys, look at the area. Just quickly stand back from whatever you're doing and look at where the balloons in the memorial is. And then look at the street sign over there to the right and the children in the cars. That's where she left them. Guys, this right here was the hole, a little tiny hole that she dug. So when we saw it earlier, it was starting to get into the nighttime. We didn't see people outside or much movement. They were right there. She literally willed them probably across this street right here. That street runs this way. They said across the street there's like, I don't know, I'm not hotels, but apartments. She came right across the street and dumped one here and dumped another one just feet away. Unbelievable. It's like she wanted to get caught.
The two innocent little girls. Police arrested their mother, 28-year-old Aliyah Henderson, and charged her with their murders.
Respect the family's wishes. They're hurting. They are hurting. These fathers are hurting. Other members of the family are hurting big time. So again, my brothers and sisters, those of you who took the time to come today, thank you. God bless you.
It's really, really sad. It's just crazy how somebody can do that to their own baby, like their own baby, your own baby.
But it is not her. People have come here to talk.
Oh, so cute. Yeah, I don't know how this happens, but Okie Crime, I'm glad you're here. Go back, rewatch. This case needs more coverage. All right. I heard that. I meant at court. Oh, okay. The court systems are unfair to men, but you're right. One of the children's, Amore's father, is incarcerated, but the other father was not. So what excuse do they have to not give him? The girls were in a suitcase each, Clark. 2 suitcases, 2 children. 1 suitcase we saw. They didn't find the other one until after, and that one was feet away. So 1 suitcase for one girl, 1 suitcase for the other girl. We only got to see one. The other one was probably behind the shrubbery or something.
Talk about or to grieve. It is her daughters and what she is accused of doing, taking their lives and burying them in separate suitcases in shallow graves.
My sister just came out here today. We just wanted to show love because we just feel like they didn't have a lot of that while they were here. And just bring peace and pray and just hope that this doesn't happen to somebody else's kids.
A vigil just wrapped up, as you've seen, partly because the families of the 2 girls wanted some time to mourn themselves. It was an opportunity for this community to come together to say, this has got to stop. And then we feel really badly about what happened to those 2 young girls. Their mother living in a house right over there, within 50 yards of where
50 yards away from that on the other side, okay? The dad said she kept moving and changed her number. Yeah, for 5 years the last 5 years he was trying to find her, and she kept moving and changing numbers and avoiding him. But she sure wasn't doing that with her food stamps and her housing and all that, I bet, because I doubt she was paying for 5 kids all by herself. I know, right? Not the mama. You remember that? That made me smile to see that. Not the mama on there. May those little girls rest in peace. They definitely didn't have the life that they deserved here on earth. So hopefully they're resting in peace now, guys. That mom is evil.
where I'm standing. Sad, tragic, just tragic. Harry Boomer, 19 years.
All right, Harry, thanks.
Harry Boomer. That is a funny name. I don't know why. I think that's funny. Okay, so let's take a look real quick. I want to show you. Okay, so look, some people rolled in and were like, what about the dad? So that dad absolutely does have charges on him. We showed you earlier. I have his Instagram where it shows him in the system. You can see his pictures there. But the other father that's not showing his face yet wasn't. And he had been looking for the little girl. So there's this guy. That's Amor. Missing Amor. That is right. All right. And look at, he's incarcerated there. And there it looks like he's doing the, you know, when you get incarcerated, you get into the Bible when you're incarcerated. All right. So looking there, possibly he's doing that there. I don't know I don't know if that was him in prison or what, but that's the dad that couldn't do anything. He was incarcerated. Oh my God, she watched and waited for them to be found. That's interesting to think of it that way, because Kimberly, did you hear that 911 call at the beginning? I'm curious if you heard her. She called law enforcement and asked them what they were doing, asking about her children. So he's saying, "Happy birthday, Amor. Daddy will never forget about you." All right. He is incarcerated. You can see that. So that's what happened with him. Now the other father is the one that said, you know, I've been trying to get a hold of them for a long time and they moved. Did I show you that clip recently? Let's see. Okay, so man claims girl found in suitcase, daughter. Here's another version of him asking for help. All right. And then I will bid you adieu. I see a lot of people getting out of here. Mondays are kind of like that, but that's okay. It's nice to be able to chat with you guys anyway. All right. So here's the footage I didn't show you. This was on March 5th. And he's the one. This is different footage of him talking about his daughter and begging to get courts and CPS to help. All right.
Brittany, thank you. Our team coverage continues with 19 News reporter Harry Boomer. Harry spoke with a man who claims he is the father of one of those little girls. Harry joins us live with that part of the story. Harry.
Let me tell you, Duffy, I'm standing here near both of the shallow graves. When I was out here a couple of hours ago, there were very few stuffed animals. But as you can see here and at the other one about 25 feet away, lots of stuffed animals. And yes, Deshaun Chapman was overcome with grief and anger as he comes to terms with the terrible truth. His precious little girl is dead. Her body found right over here in those shallow graves that I mentioned to you. Deshaun Chapman walking slowly in the rain toward the shallow grave where he says his daughter was buried.
I've been looking for my daughter for 5 years. I've been calling CPS, going to the courts, trying.
He goes on to multiple news stations, but he hasn't showed his face yet in any of these. Kathy, did you see any interviews with him yet showing his face? And I understand him not wanting people to say, why didn't you, because people are going to blame anybody they can blame. All right, guys, we have 139 people still in here. If you guys can do me a favor, hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't, get a membership if you can. If you want to help towards the goal, we're going to do this. We're going to finish this clip, and then I'm going to read you the very latest up to date now so that we can go on to the next episode, and then you'll be up to speed on the case. All right, at the next time that there's an update.
Get emergency custody, calling the police for welfare checks, but they deny all access.
The 8.5-year-old's body was partially buried in a suitcase at the edge of a field behind Gann Academy in South Collinwood. Chapman says he's working with police right now to prove he was the father of one of the little girls. We are not naming either girl until the medical examiner confirms their identities.
I'm still in contact with the detectives. We're doing the DNA samples, so I get more details within the next couple of days.
Chapman says the girl's mother has been avoiding him by moving around a lot. He says the last time he was able to see his daughter was when he helped buy her clothes for kindergarten.
Tell me what you're thinking, what you're feeling, believing that your daughter has been murdered.
What I'm feeling is hate. I ain't gonna lie, I feel hate. But I asked you numerous occasions, just give me my daughter. If it's too much for you, just give me my daughter. I just want my daughter.
Seeing where her body was.
Again, I gotta tell you, I'm sure that she didn't want to give up that control of custody, which means that she's not going to be able to collect welfare, child support, and all the other things. All right. And it's so sad because you ask, what can we do to have avoided this? I don't know. That guy seemed to have done everything right, and yet it still happened. It doesn't make any sense.
Was buried, overwhelming. He had to be comforted by a friend.
I don't get how you can hate your own kids enough to kill them, to bury them, to do all this, and go right there to that home, right there, and live there where your kids is dead right here, and go be a mother to another child. Why you just killed your other two?
Now Deshaun Chapman wants changes to the system he says has denied him a chance to be a father.
Change these laws, make it better. Men do have a say-so in their child's life.
I agree 110%. I think that's so unfair that nowadays they favor the mother, even in a predicament like this.
Unmarried.
It sucks, man.
I have reached out to Child and Family Protective Services and CPD to find out if they were involved in any way with Mr. Chapman, if he's undertaken any DNA tests. But right now, I can tell you from watching him, his body language and his verbal language, he is a grieving father. I'm Harry Boomer, East 162nd, 19 News.
There you go.
Look for continuing coverage as we uncover all the new information. We'll bring that to you.
And we will too. I'm going to leave you with this last, the mother of two girls found in a shallow grave. This is the last coverage that I've seen without starting to get into family details, etc. All right. So let's get you caught up until basically today. All right. So there's that area again, right across the street from her house. Authorities in Cleveland are working to identify. That was at the time. Right now, this goes up to the 6th, or actually, this is on March 5th. I wanted, why does it say that? Oh, this is what I want. I want it to be up to the, you got it dated as the, it's dated as the 6th, but that's okay. All right. So, let's see. So there it is. There's the, across the street, the mother of two young girls buried inside suitcases in Cleveland was now charged on Thursday with 2 counts of aggravated M. Police said Aliyah Henderson, 28, accused of, you know what, taking the lives of Mila Chapman and Amor Wilson, whose remains were recovered after a dog walker led authorities to the suitcase 4 days earlier. So you ask how long they've been there. It could have, now we're thinking anywhere from 4 days to a week, right? 7 days. Now, Mila's father, Deshaun, who we heard from Chapman, said Thursday that he had been looking for his daughter and pursuing custody for 5 years before investigators told him late Wednesday that she was dead. Chapman said repeatedly he sought emergency custody and tried to locate Mila through a child welfare agency, but those efforts were unsuccessful because he didn't know where they were living. This is the same predicament that my brother's been in for years. It's very much horrible, Chapman said, adding it turned out Mila had been living within view of where the bodies were found. He said he felt useless. I could have saved my baby. And now you're right. I heard someone saying that she was probably watching outside to find out when they were discovered. You're absolutely right. She was watching. Jay said the photo might be the dad. All right. I've got both of the fathers, but I'll take a look. I was a single mother. Mental health is a real problem overall. Yes, you're right. In general, it is. All right, let's continue. I'm going to finish this up and then I'll see what Kathy says might be the dad. Yeah, it's hard to see that, and I don't see the tattoos, so I won't show that picture, but thank you for sending it. Okay. It was very much horrible, adding it had turned out Mila had been living within views of where the bodies were found. Phone numbers linked to Aliyah Henderson were no longer hers, and it was unclear if she was represented by a lawyer. A police case report said the 2 suitcases were found. Okay, here it is, guys. The 2 suitcases were found 25 feet or 8 meters apart in the field near Gin Academy in Cleveland's South Collingwood neighborhood. All right. I don't know how to even say that. County medical examiner confirmed the names late Thursday, and they said the DNA testing helped identify the girls. Mila, who would have been 8 years old, and her half sister, Amor, 10. Sergeant Wilfredo Diaz said earlier Thursday that police detained Henderson on Wednesday evening after detectives completed initial interviews and examined the evidence. A child seemingly in good health was located inside a house that investigators searched and placed in the custody of DCS. All right, DCFS, Department of Children and Family Services. Chapman, a restaurant cook, said he and Henderson were not married, but lived together for about a year after their daughter was born. He last saw Mila in 2020 when she was 3 years old. That's the youngest. Mila was a happy-go-lucky, always smiling. Her father, Chapman, said favorite color was pink. She wore that, was a princess. She was always happy. She was a kid's kid. He said to authorities have not told him how the girls died. We don't know either. We're hoping to find answers. Cleveland Police, Dorothy Todd, told reporters, and she's the one. This is a terrible, tragic situation that's been updating us on it all. All right. So you got a few more people still here. Let me show you the grandma, her social media real quick. I'm assuming this is the mother of, right? Is Tiff, are you still here? Is this the mother of Aliyah, the person that's arrested? All right. You can see a lot of pictures with her, but I don't see the grandchildren at an age where I can tell. So this is Aliyah's mom. Okay. Are you in chat, Tip? Yeah. Okay. This is Aliyah's mom's social media. And you can see a lot of different pictures with children. That there's a possibility that's one of the children she was caring for. Like I said, Aliyah could have just recently had a baby, and between her being mentally unstable and, postpartum, etc. But I don't know how old these pictures are. Oh, this is July 6, 2025. So this kid, 6 months there, probably what? Okay, so this baby is only like a year and something. We don't know about these kids. This must be the one that she has in custody. And I'm looking for any other pictures that might be, but that looks like it could be her daughter with the grandbaby. But there's not much of a description. No, she had 5 children. 5 children. 2 of them they found across the street in suitcases. 1 of them they found in the house, and 2 unaccounted for, allegedly living with grandma. I mean, beautiful babies. Nobody's here to blame at this point except for this wacky lady. All right. And on that note, we need justice for Amor Wilson, 10 years old, Mila Chapman, 8 years old, and the fathers that have been trying for years. Yeah, CPS had been involved as well, but they're not giving statements about anything. And the father that was not incarcerated, the one that you see in the interviews, has reached out. All right. Mila Chapman's father, the 8-year-old's father, was reaching out. The 10-year-old Amor's father is the one that's incarcerated. All right. So hopefully it's been 2 hours and 17 minutes. You guys got everything that you needed to see out of this case. I know it's heartbreaking, but do me a favor and say a prayer that those little girls get the justice they deserve. And it doesn't happen. We can do something to prevent this in the future, because I don't know how to answer that question. But all right, guys, I'll see you back here tomorrow. You're very welcome. 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 7 p.m. Eastern, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. Love you all. Hit that like button, share, subscribe, all of that. If you get a chance, Please hype the channel. And again, justice for these little girls. All right. All right. I'm out of here, guys. I'll see you tomorrow. Love you.
Guilty of crime.
I want to thank you for watching. If you enjoyed my content, please share this video, like, and subscribe. You can also follow me over at Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, X, or Gmail. If you'd like to donate to my channel, you can use Cash App or Venmo or PayPal. Thank you very much in advance. Guilty of crime.
Are you guilty?